The world of Kuruluş Osman is undeniably one of relentless conflict, ambition, and the forging of a new destiny, but within this crucible, it is often the women who emerge as pillars of indomitable strength, resilience, and strategic intellect. As we look towards what might unfold in episode 192, the narrative threads concerning these formidable figures promise intrigue, heartache, and perhaps unexpected triumphs. The trials they face are not merely reflections of the larger battles fought by Osman Bey and his Alps, but are integral to the very fabric of the Ke tribe's survival and the shaping of the nascent Ottoman state. Their strength isn't monolithic, it's multifaceted, displayed in their unwavering faith, their sharp political acumen, their fierce protection of family and tribe, and their courage to wield influence and at times even arms in a world dominated by men. How will these diverse manifestations of strength be tested and potentially evolve in the upcoming episode? What new challenges will force them to draw upon their deepest reserves of courage and wisdom? We encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments below on which female character's journey you are most invested in as we approach this juncture. One cannot discuss the strong women of Kuruluş Osman without immediately thinking of Malhun Hatun. Her position as Osman Bey's wife and the mother of his heir, Orhan, places her at the very heart of power, but also at the center of immense pressure and danger. In recent times, we've seen Malhun consistently demonstrate her astute understanding of statecraft and her unwavering support for Osman Bey's vision, often providing counsel that is both wise and pragmatic. Could episode 192 see Malhun facing a challenge that directly targets her family or her influence within the tribe? Perhaps a new political intrigue will emerge, testing her ability to navigate treacherous alliances and expose hidden enemies. Might we see her take a more prominent role in diplomatic endeavors or even in the strategic defense of Yenisehir, showcasing her leadership beyond the confines of the domestic sphere? The enemies of Osman Bey know that to weaken him, they must strike at what he holds dear, and Malhun, alongside her children, is a prime target. How do you think Malhun's past experiences have prepared her for the escalating threats that a growing state inevitably attracts? Could this be a moment where her resolve is pushed to its absolute limit? Then there is Bala Hatun, whose spiritual strength and unwavering devotion have always been a guiding light for Osman Bey. Her wisdom, often delivered with a calm and gentle demeanor, belies a profound inner fortitude. Bala has endured immense personal suffering, yet her faith and commitment to the cause have never wavered. As the political landscape grows more complex and the stakes higher, what role will Bala's spiritual guidance play? Could episode 192 present a crisis of faith or a moral dilemma that requires Bala's unique perspective to resolve? Perhaps a threat will emerge that cannot be met with swords alone, but requires a deeper understanding of justice, compassion, and the spiritual foundations of their struggle. We might also see her continue to be a unifying force within the harem and the tribe, her influence crucial in maintaining stability amidst the turmoil. Will Bala's understanding of the human heart allow her to perceive a threat that others, more focused on overt enemies, might miss? It's worth considering if the narrative will delve deeper into how her spiritual insights translate into practical counsel for Osman Bey during a critical operation or decision. What are your predictions for how Bala's quiet strength will make a significant impact in the coming events? Beyond Osman Bey's wives, other women in the Ke tribe and its allied territories consistently demonstrate remarkable courage. Characters like Ice Hatun and others who have shown loyalty and bravery often find themselves on the front lines of domestic challenges, espionage, or even in direct confrontation with enemies. Could episode 192 shine a spotlight on one of these less central, yet vital, female figures, thrusting them into a situation where their courage and quick thinking become paramount to averting disaster? Perhaps a plot targeting the supply lines, the children, or the sanctity of the camp will be uncovered and thwarted by the vigilance of these women. The strength of the Ke tribe has always been its unity, and that includes the unwavering resolve of every individual, male or female. What subtle acts of bravery or crucial pieces of information provided by these women do you think might tip the scales in a critical moment? Share your theories below on which supporting female character might have a pivotal role in the next episode. We must also consider the antagonists. The female villains in Kuruluş Osman are often as cunning and ruthless as their male counterparts, driven by their own ambitions, thirst for revenge, or loyalty to opposing factions. Could episode 192 introduce a new female adversary, or will a familiar one, like Olivia or a resurgent Ismihan Sultan if her storyline were to hypothetically continue or have echoes make a devastating move? The The strategic threat posed by a shrewd female enemy, one who understands the dynamics of power and influence within the K camp or among Osman's allies, can be particularly insidious. Such an antagonist might use deception, manipulation, or exploitation of perceived weaknesses to strike at the heart of Osman's growing power. How might the established heroines like Malhan or Bala counter a threat that is not just physical but psychological and emotional? Will we see a battle of wits and wills where the stakes are incredibly high, testing the moral compass and strategic abilities of our protagonists? The prospect of a formidable female antagonist always adds a complex layer to the narrative. Furthermore, the theme of motherhood and the protection of the next generation is a recurring and powerful motif. The women are not just wives or political players, they are mothers, fiercely protective of their children and the future they represent. Could episode 192 place the children in direct jeopardy, forcing the mothers to make impossible choices or undertake perilous actions to ensure their safety? This is a primal instinct that transcends political maneuvering and battlefield tactics, revealing a raw and potent form of strength. How might such a scenario further illuminate the characters of Malhan, Bala, or other mothers within the tribe? What sacrifices might they be willing to make, and what lines might they be willing to cross when their offspring are threatened? This aspect of their characters often brings forth some of the most emotionally charged and compelling moments in the series. We invite you to discuss in the comments how you think the theme of motherhood will be explored in the face of new dangers. As the dream of a state transforms into tangible reality, the roles and responsibilities of these women are also likely to evolve. Episode 192 could explore this transformation. Will we see them taking on more defined roles in the administration of their expanding territories, in the dispensation of justice, or in the education and upbringing of the future leaders? The foundation of a new order requires not just warriors but also builders, thinkers, and nurturers. How will the series portray the contributions of its female characters to these foundational aspects of state building? Could there be disagreements or varying visions among the women themselves on how to best contribute to this new future, adding another layer of internal dynamics? This is a crucial period of transition, and their influence will undoubtedly shape the character of the emerging state. Finally, the enduring bonds of sisterhood and female solidarity, even amidst rivalries and differing personalities, have often been a source of strength. Will episode 192 feature moments where the women must set aside any personal differences to unite against a common threat or to support one another through hardship? The shared experience of living through such tumultuous times can forge unbreakable connections. Could an external threat inadvertently strengthen the relationships between Malhan, Bala, and other women in the tribe, showcasing their collective power when they stand together? This collective resilience is perhaps one of the most inspiring aspects of their portrayal. What are your hopes for the portrayal of female solidarity in the face of adversity in the upcoming episode?